How is it going today? Lord, this is Dwayne.
My name's Jazz.
We're Dwayne and Jazz. Today we have for you Spider-Man Far From Home. Spoiler
review because
review,
we wanted to do a non-spoiler, but considering all the stuff that's in it, it's very hard not to.
We have to.
So we have to spoil it.
Yeah.
So if you guys don't or can't watch it because you didn't see the movie yet, just drop a like and then bump.
But the people that don't care about spoilers, you've been warned.
Yes.
Let's go. Okay, so in the beginning, so this is kind of like a teen comedy.
The first half.
The first half
of the movie was kind of comedic because you know how we lost from Endgame. If you didn't see the movie, by the way, if you didn't see Endgame by now,
then,
too bad.
Why?
I'm gonna spoil it.
Like
but
you should have saw it by now.
In Endgame, you know, Iron Man died, and Black Widow sacrificed herself, and Captain America grew old, and he's probably dead now. I don't know.
Damn.
I don't know. I'm just saying he's old,
okay.
So he's not Captain America anymore.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like they did this little montage, and I
copy.
will.
Copy.
Oh yeah, wait. Let me stop. Okay, but they had that song, they did it
nice notes though. I like the notes.
Okay. But they did it from the school news thing, and they showed the memory of Iron Man, Black Widow, Captain America, because they're not with us anymore as Avengers anymore. So and they also talked about the blip, which is what they're calling the thing that Thanos did when he snapped everybody
and what happened
out of existence.
A lot of people had a lot of questions about what happened to the people that got
snapped away. So what happened was the people that got snapped away, they remained the same age from when they snapped, and they came back the same age from when they disappeared.
Yep.
But the people that weren't snapped away, they aged. So now it's 5 years later from that. So there's people that are now over 18 and still in high. Well, they're not still in high school, but
but they're
and
they're
then
technically
there's people
21
that are not aged. So it's everybody is all discombobulated as far as age-wise, and some people have to take classes over again.
Yeah.
And because it didn't count, and it's just a lot. So it's a very weird time.
A very weird time. Now that you ever say it, they call it the blimp, and it was pretty
blip.
good.
You keep saying
the blip. I'm saying blip.
No, you said the blimp.
Okay. But anyway, that was just the beginning of it, telling us what happened.
And they made it funny too, because they showed everybody disappear, and you were like, oh, they were doing a little marching band, and then you saw half of them disappear. You're like, oh no, and then they just showed them reappear bam
in the middle of the basketball game,
and then everybody was like, whoa.
Right. So they found a way to make it funny, even though that is super
it was
super
a tragic
dark.
moment, but they made it funny.
So then Peter, his whole thing is that he wants to talk to Mary Jane, and then his class is going on a trip. Right, and he just wants to relax, and everybody's like,
they're going on a trip to Europe.
And everybody's like, you need to be the next Tony Stark,
and he's
Iron Man.
I'm not ready.
I just want to relax.
I'm still healing. I want to relax. I want to be a normal teenager, basically. Right. So basically the whole first half is him trying to be a regular teenager on vacation with his friends, but he can't because Nick Fury is constantly calling him, and he's just ghosting him and not answering.
Right.
And then it gets to a part where he goes back to his hotel room, and because he was ghosting him the whole time, Nick Fury was in his hotel room.
Yep.
And then tranquilized his friend so that he can go to sleep and so that he could talk to him. He's like, so you trying not to answer my calls now? And then he was just like, okay.
Oh.
And so basically Nick Fury found him.
Yep, and so then that's when we get introduced to Quentin Beck. In the beginning of the movie,
they did a little introduction.
They did a little introduction in Mexico.
Not much.
Yeah, they went to Mexico, and they was
he was fighting an elemental.
They always find new ways to come up with monsters.
Yeah, the elementals are the big monsters now, wind, earth, fire, water, Avatar, that.
Quentin. So he's like, there was a rock figure in Mexico destroying everything, and had a face, and then Quentin Beck lied and said that he was another person from a multiverse. We were so upset when we figured that out.
You don't know that when you're first watching it when he says it.
He's pretty convincing.
Yes, he is.
Pretty convincing.
And Iron Man, when he died, he left Peter his glasses, which are actually called Edith, and it's basically an AI in glasses form. And it stands for even in death, I'm the hero. So he gave that to Peter, and he gave them a little card saying, for the next Iron Man, or is that what he said? For the next Iron Man, I trust you and everything. So
that basically is Stark Industries' defense system with all the drones, billion-dollar technology and stuff like that.
He commanded to do whatever. You could hack into stuff and everything just by him saying "eat it," and then all the controls come up. But yeah, so basically that's what we find out that Mysterio was actually after. And he was acting like he was Peter's friend and everything so that he could hand over the glasses to him, because we later find out that he actually used to work for Tony Stark, and so did his whole little crew of people helping him used to work for Tony Stark, because they got him inside of like this bar, which is not really a bar.
It was dope.
And it was filled with like actors basically.
Yeah.
And that was like a whole scene to lure Peter in to give him the glasses, because Peter felt like he wasn't ready and he wasn't worthy for him. And then he's like, "You're this cool, Mysterio. You're saving people."
And he kind of has like that Doctor Strange, Iron Man. Feel power to it, like his powers.
And so Peter ended up handing over the glasses, which we knew was a bad idea, because we know that Mysterio has never been a good guy. No. So we were like, don't do that. And then as soon as he did, it was like that's when the second half of the movie started. Woo. And it was like a simulation almost. It was like you were inside of VR.
Bro.
And he took down, the bar wasn't even a bar, it was just a regular room.
Dirty room.
And he was sitting there like, yes, we got it now. And basically it's a whole bunch of disgruntled workers that hated Tony because they weren't appreciated by him. So now they want to get revenge, basically. Mm-hmm. And for them to do that, Mysterio has to be like this fake hero.
Yeah,
thing.
Basically fake hero. He's basically, his whole ideology was like, people are going to believe what they want to believe.
Yeah.
And so he was like, I need an Avenger level threat to be respected and be a hero.
Yeah.
And it's just like, wow.
And so that people could benefit from it and everything and get paid money and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But he's not even really flying or anything. So all that flying that you see is literally just 3D simulation and holograms and everything that this whole team put together. And even the elementals are not real. We come to find that out.
It's drones.
Yeah, it's actual drones putting an image out to make it look like they're fighting, and the drones are
weaponized.
The drones are weaponized, so they're the ones destroying things in the background to make it look like the elementals are causing damage when it's not them. It's actually the drones shooting from underneath or wherever they are hidden so that they can cause damage. And then that's what MJ found out, because she found the little thing.
She found out the hologram, and she also found out that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, because he's in Europe, and they're like, okay,
every time something happens, he disappears.
Right, he disappears, and now he has gone through this moniker called Night Monkey.
Yeah,
he the stealth suit in Europe, so it's little fun stuff. But I would have to say, when he's fighting Mysterio, those special effects are incredible.
It is it's like a mind trip. Because,
it is.
And when I say it's like VR, I mean that, because when Spider-Man is fighting Mysterio, you don't know what's real and what's not. So he thinks that he's fighting one thing and ends up being something else.
Mm-hmm.
He tried to throw his web shooters at Mysterio, and it wasn't even Mysterio, it was a whole crane, and the crane fell down on him. And then he thought that he was in safe territory, and ended up getting hit by a train. Ooh. So it was a lot, man.
Yeah, it is a lot. So, the whole thing, he ends up beating Mysterio, of course. And, using his Peter tingle, that's what they call it when it's a spider sense.
Instead of Spidey sense, it's Peter tingle, and it sounds so wrong.
Right.
And also, Javi, he's trying to move in on Aunt May.
Yeah.
So they're kind of in a relationship thing, and Peter's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So it's just a little weird.
Yeah.
But
the final fight is basically him fighting Mysterio, and then he ends up beating Mysterio. And it's great, because the drones are just fighting. It's just amazing, because he has to finally becomes himself. It's coming of age story again.
Yeah, becoming stronger and showing that he doesn't need help. And the thing that was so I guess powerful to me was when, because you don't know what you're fighting Mysterio. You don't know if it's real or not. So he's kind of second guessing himself. And then there's this scene where Mysterio's on the ground and it looks like he's defeated and stuff like that. He was like, oh, you won and everything like that. He was about to give him the glasses back, and then Peter knew that was a simulation, and so all you hear is this boom, and he reached out his hand, and that's come to find out that's the real Mysterio outside of the simulation that Spidey is seeing, and he had a gun to his head, and he was going to shoot. Well, he did shoot, but he missed it because Spidey stopped him.
Yeah,
it looked like he was grabbing nothing in a simulation, but it was him with a gun. I was like, oh my god.
Wow,
it was because he's not bulletproof. So
he is not bulletproof.
He's not. So that would have been the end of him. So I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
And if you stick for the after credits and everything,
He's flying around with, webbing around with Mary Jane.
MJ's his girlfriend now. Yeah. We already knew that was gonna happen. But then now Mysterio has set up even in death for him to fail because he made it seem like the final fight they had, because he was recording everything. He modified it to sound like Spidey was the bad guy and that he was a good hero being taken out by Spider-Man. And then he said, oh yeah, and Spidey's real name is Peter Parker. And he said that on like the live screen.
And you know what makes it even worse?
Yes.
Daily Bugle, Jonah Jameson.
Yes, he was in there. And
he was in
that
it
from the first Spider-Man movie when he was in it. So it was kind of like a cool cameo that was in there. We were like, oh no. And
so
he doesn't like Spidey.
And he dropped the deets. He dropped the T.
Yes.
And he was like, I was like, wow. So he basically, Mysterio basically fabricated a lie to make it seem like Tony Stark was still bad even in death.
Yeah.
That he's
using Stark weapons and everything
it was
that.
Like, wow.
And it's just really bad in the mid-credit scene. So now
we don't know what to think.
What? So now his identity is just out there now, and he's still in high school, so that's kind of bad. Like, and the only thing is, like, I think he's one of the very few people that their identity wasn't known.
Yes.
Was Spidey? Like everybody else was kind of open, like with who they were, except for Spidey. Yeah. So this is like.
I'm interested where they're gonna go now. That's one of like the things that held dear was
his secret identity, making sure that nobody saw his face.
Yeah.
But
so now,
and then there's a second scene.
Oh, there's the post. After that scene, and it has you find out that Nick Fury and his partner, I forgot her name. Her partner.
Too. Yeah.
They weren't even. That wasn't even really Nick Fury. That was the Skrulls.
Yes.
So,
because they're shapeshifters.
Yeah.
So they were there doing his work the entire time.
Right.
And then he's kind of like driving, and then his wife played the partner. She was like, you got to tell him like what went down, like with Mysterio and Spider-Man. He was like basically saying like I don't want to.
Right.
And then he was like, all right,
I totally trust him. I totally trusted him.
Right. He was like, all right, so. I gave the glasses to Peter. Like he's calling Nick Fury. He's like, I gave the glasses to Peter. Everything went well until it didn't. And then he was like, he gave the glasses to Mysterio. And it was a big battle. It was just like it's bad, but it's all good now. And now Peter is he's in trouble now.
Yeah. So. But Nick Fury, it looked like he was on the beach, but come to find out, he was on a Skrull spaceship.
Yeah.
So he's like
with them. So I'm thinking that he's still working with Captain Marvel out there somewhere. It doesn't really say who he's working with, but I'm assuming he's Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel and the Skrulls.
Yeah. Because he's helping the Skrulls, obviously.
But we don't know what he's helping them with.
We don't know what they're doing out there, so
it's like
it's a lot of mystery.
It's like wow, it's you got the regular world and then you got the universe,
and we don't know who's in the Avengers now. Anymore either. They didn't really say anything.
We're gonna look more into it because when we saw it, we're just going off what we like. Oh my god, what's going on?
Yeah.
Like what does this mean? What does that mean? So.
And this movie didn't showcase Stan Lee.
Because
he passed away. I didn't know if they were going to do like a 3D rendition of him or something like that, like a deep fake or something, but they didn't do that. So
no Stan Like
they did say,
at the end of it,
at the end. But
yeah. So that was our movie review. I give it an 8 out of 10.
I give it an 8, close to a 7, only because the first. No, 7 isn't bad. The first half was kind of like not needed.
Some parts were not needed, definitely in the beginning half of the movie.
Like there's some the teachers. I'm gonna just say the teachers didn't have to be in this daggone movie. I'm letting you know that right now because they were trying to land some jokes.
Some jokes landed, some jokes didn't.
The only one that landed was that one time when he said you can't be like watch people in the bathroom.
Right.
That was the only time that I laughed. Other than that, I was just like.
I felt that way too.
They didn't need it.
They didn't need he had like it just had like.
It didn't feel like a Marvel movie in the first half. Yeah. And then after Mysterio's True Plans came out, that's when you were like, okay, now it's good.
There we go.
But that's why I give it that.
Yeah. Anyway, comment below, guys. Let us know what you think.
Don't forget to like,
subscribe,
and share.